When will you be able to bring a vote on Ukraine aid? The White House says that you are going to do this quickly.
Look, the priority for me is America and our borders. Now, I support being able to make sure Ukraine has the weapons that they need, but I firmly support the border first. So we've got to find a way that we can do this together.
What do you mean the border first? Because the White House briefed Congress that 45 days, they don't have enough money.
They have more than
They have more than
$3 billion right now to be able to help them get through it. If they have some challenge, we can sit down and we can talk about that. But the American border matters, and more Americans are dying on our border than Americans are dying in Ukraine.
So you are explicitly right now linking any Ukraine aid vote to a border bill. It won't be a standalone Ukraine bill?
I am telling you that the American border matters, and that is our priority, to make sure we secure that.
So that has to move first.
I'm going to make sure that the weapons are provided for Ukraine, but they're not going to get some big package if the border is not secure.
But you haven't figured out yet the vehicle through which to move that Ukraine aid, or a date by which to do it.
We will work with people in need, but the one thing the White House has to understand, they better be prepared to secure American border.
What does that mean specifically? What are you looking for there?
Well, the bill you think that won't go anywhere could easily do it, H.R. 2. Remain in Mexico, finish the wall. You've got to change asylum to be able to secure this border.
That is the bill, the border bill that you want passed. And
yes.
You are now, sounds like attaching it to Ukraine.
Not that I want it passed. It is passed, and the Senate has done nothing. So let's see where the Senate
You just said you
go.
wanted border first. So you're not talking about holding a new vote in the House on the border. I'm trying to clarify what you're talking about here.
Okay, not to be, but how it works is the House passes a bill, the Senate passes a bill, and you go to conference. The House has already done their job.
Yeah.
The Senate, and we've done this in appropriations. The Senate has done nothing. So what I am saying is, when you saw government funding, there is a need for Ukraine. I support being able to provide the weapons to Ukraine, but America comes first.
Okay, so you're not sequencing the bills, or weren't meaning to suggest that in your comments earlier, right?
Yes.
Okay, want to make sure I understood that. How much harder did your job get when Donald Trump came out and said that Republicans should shut down if they don't get everything they need? And are you going to endorse him explicitly?
Look, I think President Trump's going to be our nominee, and President Trump's going to win, because President Trump's policies made America stronger. We didn't have inflation. We had a secure border.
Are you endorsing him now?
We didn't have $100 barrel oil. So what I totally find is the president is going to be our nominee. The president is going to win re-election, President Trump, for the basis that we want to make America stronger. And the other thing, too, is look what's happening in foreign policy today. You've got 5 American embassies that had to be evacuated. You've got this new axis of power growing against. You've got a challenge when our own allies are now turning towards China. It's a lack of leadership, not just in foreign policy, within our border and everywhere else. This president has been in elected office for 50 years. Do you know he has spent more dinners with Hunter Biden's business associates than he has visiting the border? Yeah, don't you think that's important then? One time in 50 years. Do you know how many people will die today from fentanyl coming across our border?
It's a scourge.
It's the equivalent of an airliner crashing every single day in America, and they refuse to even visit it or do something about it. So we are going to make sure this border becomes secure.
We will watch for what that means legislatively. Speaker, thank you very much.